Hi there. Very nice that you're watching. I'm Chantal Inen, founder of the Punchy Pack. And in the last 8 months, we've been working with 6 teams of young professionals who are building an impact case in the partnership Verkiezing. And you're about to watch a video podcast. I'm very proud to present to you Team Philips.
Welcome, Team Philips. Thanks for joining. Let's start with you, Klaas. What is the big idea that you've been working on together?
We're going to support mothers in their breastfeeding journey, especially mothers in underserved communities. And we are going to do that with 2 things, actually, 2 elements. First is to close the information gap. So we provide simplified information in our app, the Pregnancy Plus app. Next to that, we provide the opportunity to get breast pumps via Philips, via a rental model. So the women actually can first learn about breastfeeding with the app, get in different languages. So it's simple text and videos, so it's easy to understand. And secondly, if they need support with in the form of breast pumps, they easily can get that via organizations that are close in contact with underserved communities.
Okay, sounds very noble and urgent, but still wondering why specifically the focus on breast pumps, Fernanda?
Because breast pumps help facilitate breastfeeding for women who struggle with issues when they try to provide breast milk to their kids. And we decided to specifically focus on underserved communities because we found out that usually women who have the economic resources and social support, they can afford breast pump, they know where to find information, whereas women who have to struggle with also other issues, they lack the mental headspace. So we just want to make it easier for them to know what the benefits of breastfeeding are, and in case they have issues breastfeeding themselves, they can use a breast pump as support.
And where does the kind of USP of this particular idea come in? Because, I mean, there's lots of information out there for new mothers. You just have to, have a smartphone. You can access a lot. And the breast pumps as well. Is Philips going to literally lower the price, or
So we focus on 2 issues, and I think the unique selling point is that the information, indeed, what you say, you can Google it, but there's so much information out there, and if you already face a lot of stress, then it's really hard to Google and to see, okay, what's actually the right information for me at that moment in time. And especially with the example that Fernanda was giving, not always in your own language. So it's the unique selling point is that with the app, we have simplified information in the form of videos, where mothers actually can watch the videos, have a simple text with it in their own language. So that's really, the missing link that we try to bring to these organizations, in combination with the possibility to actually use a breast pump for a lower price, because the organizations rent the breast pumps from Philips. So the investment is low, and they can reuse it. So they clean the pump, and they can bring let it be used by other mothers as well in their organization.
No, and I think also the renting model will help to reduce consumption too. So it's not like each mother will have a breast pump, but breast pumps can be reused, and they only have to clean them up and then get the parts that are in contact with the breasts, but then one breast pump can be used by the next mother and so on.
Yeah, so you're elongating the life of the breast pump. Is that something that's particularly new? Is that not being done at all at the moment? A lease model around breast pumps?
Yeah, it's now been internally at Philips, it's been developed in some regions, but it's still work in progress. So we leverage some of the knowledge we have there, and then we try to make it a specific business case for for our project.
Gotcha. And what has the reception been like in Philips, Leroy, to this, to your project, and you kind of building on the experiments that have already happened with respect to breast pumps?
Yeah, very enthusiastic within the company. So everyone that replies to our proposal on the pilot case sees also there a little bit their input, because what we did is, of course, got all the knowledge from different parts of the organization and bring it together to make one solid pilot case. And that is because of that, the people are really enthusiastic to bring it really to that kind of organizations, for that underserved communities, so that we as Philips also do a lot of things for these underserved community.
Yeah. And was there, I don't know, a eureka moment when you were thinking about the ideas that really made you think, oh, right, okay, we have to choose this one? Sarah?
Yeah, I think, so Philips has a vertical of mother and child care. And when we talk to a lot of internal experts, we derived that we have a lot of strength as an organization to solve this particular problem for women in underserved communities. And the Eureka moment came when we went out for the street interviews and we did some desk research, and we found that our strength as an organization and what we can solve is possible with Philips. So I think that was what motivated us to move forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what it was like when you actually started having conversations with people outside of the office, the field research, as it were. Leroy, what were your experiences?
Yeah, so the first time we went on field trip to do the research was to the Breastfeeding Café in Eindhoven. So the Breastfeeding Café is like a community with people that teach each other about breastfeeding or learn each other about how to do it properly. Mm-hmm. And this team is guided by a lactation expert. So the first time I went there was together with Maria, our team lead. And I stepped into the office there. It was a little bit awkward, so it was good that Maria also showed up there. So and
what was awkward about it?
Yeah, maybe because I, as a male, jump into a session where all women give breastfeeding. So it was a little bit like, okay, it's good that Maria is with me, so that it is not weird, so to say. So that was our first field trip, and we got quite some insights there also from the mothers, the challenges, but also the positive things about breastfeeding, but also information about different languages, because there were also mothers that were not Dutch, but also came from other countries. So there we gain pretty much insights in what young mothers think of breastfeeding, but also what they would like to see improving, for instance. And one of those things was indeed the information flow in different languages. So that was a really eureka moment for us as well, bringing this project to alive. Right?
Yeah. And do you now feel comfortable going into breastfeeding cafes? Do you hang out in breastfeeding cafes?
I still hope that Maria will join me in the next semester. But yeah, I feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, it should be normalized, right? And talking about those communities and the enthusiasm, Saurabh, is that something that you felt? Like literally when you tell people about this idea, you call them up, you say you want to come in and talk to them, and you're doing that field research. What were the responses?
Yeah, so whenever we communicate this idea to any of the partners, of course, they are interested. And one of the partners, as Fernanda mentioned, NEOS, they were so excited to hear, because as large corporate businesses, we target a lot of consumers, but then there are many communities which still remain untouched. So whenever we tell that we can give access to this service and product to these communities, people are really excited, because we often tend to ignore them. And at Philips, we also have this motto of access to care. Mm. So we want to provide care to as many people as possible. And this makes for a very good business case and also a social case for us. Yeah.
But presumably, I mean, maybe you hit the nail on the head there. A lot of businesses tend to ignore this target group. Yeah. And do they do that because there's no money to be made out of them? Like, what is this a real business opportunity for Philips? Is that how you all see it?
More than the business opportunity, I also see it as a very good social opportunity for us, because, as I said, we often ignore the voices of these people. So it's, I mean, sometimes it's not even about the money. It's about these people are not heard. So, and they are not able to even express their problems. So if we can somehow partner with these social organizations that give a platform to these communities, then of course it's a win-win situation, not just for Philips, but for these social organizations and also for these women.
Yeah.
So,
and I think, this setup can also be scaled up over time and be brought to other regions like Africa, Asia. So that could maybe have some economical win for Philips as well. Because as we said, there's some parts of the breast pumps that need to be bought every time, even if they are rented. So that could be a way in which Philips could also economically benefit from that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like there should be almost a moral obligation for big companies who have these resources and networks to do this sort of work. I'm just wondering if there could be pushback from the higher ups because there's not right now or in the short term as much of a business case. What do you think?
I think it's still in line with our strategy. So if you also look at our strategy or read the annual reports, we want to improve 2.5 million lives by 2030. And within that, and also 400 million people, improve the life of 400 million people in underserved communities. So I think it's in line with what he's trying to do, provide healthcare to everyone that actually need it. So I think it's really connecting the dots in line with the strategy that we have, what we currently not fully do. So.
Yeah. So huge impact potential, really, for this idea.
We think so too.
and on a personal level, what's it been like working on this?
I really liked it because the topic was quite new for me.
Everyone, I think.
Yeah, for everyone,
because we're not parents.
But it also showed me that it is quite a complex problem, but also complex situation for mothers that you actually, there's coming so much at you when you become a mother. There's so much information, but also so many organizations that provide small pieces of help. But to connect all those dots and really don't get stressed out from it. It's I think that's was surprising to me.
Yeah.
And also if you look at the numbers with the desk research, that you actually, I think almost 90% of the mothers feel stress or pressure that they want to do the right thing. And of course you can read everything now on online. So what is now actually, when are you doing the right thing? It's I think that's makes it hard for a lot of mothers in this situation. And that's an awareness we created within our team as well.
Yeah, super. And for anyone else, was there a surprising piece of research data that you came across, or a personal story from someone?
I think what's also surprising here in our project is because we are piloted in the Netherlands, and typically what is not always visible in the Netherlands is the underserved community. And this is visible for specific countries specifically, but not always in the Netherlands. And we did the research in the field, and here we also noticed it's also visible here in the Netherlands. So that was to me surprising. It gave me some insights also, okay, the problem is also here, but we don't always see it.
Yeah, and I think the stress that these mothers experience in these communities, I mean, we all know that they experience stress, but what kind of stress was also quite important for us to learn. Like, it's not just financial stress, but a lot of psychological stress that they undergo. And one of the mothers from the interviews on the street also said that this psychological stress added to her almost quitting breastfeeding. So, if our solution can pitch in here, not in just terms of information, but the product and as a package, then it's a win for us.
Yeah. And I wouldn't go as far as saying it's a taboo subject, breastfeeding. Would you?
I think for me, as a woman, I was surprised to find out that breastfeeding was so difficult for so many mothers. I think it's probably like many other topics, but it's something that is not really known in society as a whole. And I think that if it's even a struggle for women who have economic resources and social support, it's even more of a struggle for women who have to face other issues maybe in their personal lives. So and as we said, breastfeeding has a lot of benefits for the baby and the mother. So something that's should really be supported, and it's a relevant topic.
And you mentioned earlier a little bit about how surprising some of the research results were for you with respect to the situation here in the Netherlands. Can you maybe go into a bit more depth about that? What surprised you?
Yeah, so what we normally see in the Netherlands, also from television, but also from the newspapers, we hear always the positive stories. We hear about the wealth within Netherlands, but also how people can use, for instance, the kraamzorg, etc., as kind of information flow for their on how to breastfeed. Right?
Yeah.
But we never hear the stories about the underserved communities and how they deal with the information flow, for instance, that they are sometimes also not proactively going to people to get information to also improve their situation on breastfeeding. And because of our field research, also that Fernanda, Klaas and Sarah did in Amsterdam, because of that field research, we also understood, okay, there is also a bigger issue here, which is about the underserved communities in the Netherlands. And this became visible because we did the field research.
And why don't they go out to seek more information, for instance? Can you give an example?
It could be multiple reasons. For instance, it's shame, for instance. It's that they don't have the time and space to go to gather information. Yeah, those are the main two elements. But also there could be a language gap between them.
Yeah. And I'm curious what the reaction amongst your colleagues has been to the fact that or friends outside of outside the workplace to hear that, okay, you're researching breastfeeding and breast pumps and stuff. How's that gone?
I think a lot of people can relate to it because there are a lot of mothers out there. So if you explain the case to other people, then they're like, oh, it's actually... why it's not there yet, right? So how really good idea, and indeed also a lot of people that you talk to are not so aware of the like Leroy explained, not aware of the situation in the Netherlands, that so many people live actually in underserved communities or grow up in poverty. So I think that's also the I would say that part of the awareness to your own environment and to your colleagues within the company.
Great. And have you even worked it out at the kind of forensic level of how much it would cost for a mother to rent a breast pump from the organization that's using it?
The thing is, the social organizations rent it from Philips.
Yeah.
And they only pay for the expression kits, or that's at least what we're looking at now.
Right.
So they have the breast pumps as their asset, and then they every time a new mother is going to use their pump, the pump, they only buy the expression kit, and the expression kit is what Fernanda explained, the parts that actually touch the baby or the mother. Yeah.
Okay, super. Okay, I mean, I'm on board. I'm sold. You got me. It's fantastic. What more help do you need from within Philips to really start amplifying the idea? Make it a reality.
I think it's really important that we also can show not only externally but also internally that we can contribute to our strategy to really improve people's life and also to improve people's lives in underserved communities and create a win-win situation actually. So a win for the mothers in need, also a win for society and a win for Philips. Yeah. I think if we can bring that message very strong, then we also get the internal support to scale it up. As you said, there's a lot of potential, but you also need internally to get the support to actually bring it to the next level.
Okay, well, I tell you what, you say we need to get that message over strongly.
Yeah.
Saurabh, how about I give you the opportunity to make a call to action?
Now, so we have a model that is scalable and sustainable. We are in advanced talks with NEOS to finalize the pilot and receive more feedback. So we want more organizations to partner with us, contact us, and we'll give you the pitch. It's a good solution which has not only it has an application and a product. It's a bundle, and it definitely helps serve the purpose of creating a better life for mothers in underserved communities and also their children. So come partner with us.
So there's no stopping you guys.
No.
No? No? You don't say
We are ready.
Yeah, you're ready.
You're
Okay,
ready.
fantastic. Now, it sounds great. I wish you all the best. And
Thank you.
I can feel the
thanks.
optimism, the energy to make it happen.
Thanks.
Okay,
Thanks.
thanks a lot.